Hi, I'm Marko. Welcome to Barista and the Meraki. So you've probably seen other videos on this, and we've had it for a few months. Originally I was dubious, a little bit skeptical. I took it home. I didn't want to bring it back to work. So we're going to peel some stickers off, make a coffee, and I'll show you how easy it is. Okay, picture this. You're bleary-eyed in the morning, coming downstairs to make yourself a coffee. This is going to be turned on, and in 3 minutes, roughly 3 or 5 minutes, it will be ready. So water's in, coffee's going in. We're going to turn this on, and you're going to see how quick it is to make a coffee. So I'm just a little bit after 4 minutes from first turning the machine on. I've heard a little ding, it's told me it's ready. All I've done in that time is got some milk in the milk pitcher. Remember, I'm bleary-eyed in the morning. I wouldn't even have to do this step because I'm going to grind some coffee through for the first time and go finer. When I adjust finer, it shows me. We go to about 10, maybe 9. Stop there. So that's just grinding some coffee through for the very first time in a brand new grinder. As you can see, it's got an integrated scale for the grinder, integrated scale for the brew. So I've set the grind to 18 grams. This is the new grind level. We've tested the sensitivity and accuracy of the grinders. They're very good. And the scales for your brew. Comes with this tamping stand. Basically everything out the box you need to make a coffee at home, and almost without really thinking about it. Grab the cup, brew, 36 grams out, brewing scales, detecting the yield. Tracking quite well. When it starts to go over 21 grams, it tells you it's into the ristretto zone. And here we go. We'll just plonk the steam wand. 65 degrees is perfect, round about there. Just plonk the steam wand under the milk, under the surface of the milk there. Press play. As you can see, it's giving you progress of the temperature of the milk. Coming up to temp now, it stops automatically. And you could do this manually if you wanted to. Quick purge. There we go. Nice velvety microphone. Slightly quick coffee, but hey, I'll drink that in the morning. Introducing the Meraki. So that's all there is to the video. That's all you need to know. This is simple, no guesswork, consistency every time. So if you're happy with that, then this machine could be for you. I guess I've got to run through all the bits with the machine, and yeah, I'm going to start with the grinder. It's by a company called Timemore, so it's really clever of them that they've collaborated with a really good grinder manufacturer, and that's integrated into the whole unit. The real cool thing about this is it's kind of separate in its own module, so there's no way that the coffee grind or the dust or the chaff or anything is going to kind of enter into the brew unit. So that was the first thing I was skeptical about, having an all-in-one, but I do like the design. And throughout the whole machine, just the appearance in general is very slick, very nice to the touch, but there's bits that are aluminium or plastic, and they've matched in the black and the white colourway all of the colours and the different materials excellently, in my opinion. Appearance wise, while we're going through it, it's got a real minimalistic design as well, but also very curvy. It kind of grows on you as well, but a unique, very distinctive look. As always, tail of the tape, but you have to remember as well, I think it's quite a compact unit considering you have your integrated grinder as well, not a separate one. So we'll go roughly with the width, approximately 37 centimeters width. Height of the main body of the machine, looking at 32.5. Top of the display, 43 centimeters. And the depth, there's a wire that does protrude. So if we have a little look here, I'll try and do it to where the wire is. You're looking at approximately, that's about 40 centimeters. The cup clearance, which is quite important with this machine, with the bottomless handle, it's a little over 10, 10.5, I would say, a little bit more than that, cup clearance wise. Sound check, grinder first. 83 decibels with the brew. .61 decibels, probably louder with the splashing of the water. Very quiet because of the rotary pump. So, good stats there. Now, I don't know why this excites me, but you've got a little hot water feature here. And you can use it to make teas and Americanos, but I'm going to use it just to clean the basket. I love that. And also, even though this is a set of brew scales, this clever little rubber design means that the water goes out either side and into the drip tray. Just lovely little touches. And up here, you can see how you can change the temperature of your hot water. How cool is that? So easy to access. There's your grind, brew and steam. Go to there for your hot water. Really sensitive. Very nice touch. Okay, so what do you want to know about the machine? I guess if I was wanting a wish list of bits on a machine, it'd be a dual boiler, stainless steel boilers. It would be, if there was a little grinder that's come with it, a grind by weight. Scales, so you can weigh the dose. Scales, so you can weigh the yield. So you don't have to buy any scales. An auto steam wand is something that I probably wouldn't have on there, but it just makes it so easy, especially with the brew temp probe. You've got a nice visible and clear 2 litre reservoir tank at the back. The drip tray itself is really easy and accessible. You've got a nice aluminium top tray, so that feels quite cool. You've also got a float here that tells you when it's full, and this holds approximately 600 grams, or 600 millilitres, sorry. And yeah, touch points on the machine, little features that they've updated this, I think, from the prototype. Also the little dosing cup, how it kind of, there's a magnet that pushes it into place. All parts of this have been carefully considered, and if we go up to the actual grinder itself, I can easily take off the hopper like this, and it auto closes with this little bean gate, which is quite cool. So you can then just swap out and put a different coffee in, and you've even got access to your burr, and you can see that little tab there that allows you to push out the top burr and replace those beans, or I'd probably just grind them through because there's about 5 grams in there if you were switching coffees. And while we're looking at the grinder, a nice feature is when you go to the grind setting and you start to adjust, it gives you a visible guide that you're going finer or more coarse. Nice touch. I'm going to go into the grinder in a little bit more detail, especially the conical burr that's in there and who it appeals to. But yeah, it's a lovely stepless grinder, and you've got about 30 positions. Moving on to the portafilter. It's a 58mm, so that's like the universal diameter. The lugs, or the ears, are a little bit different to other E61s, but if you've got different baskets, they're more than likely going to fit. Now, what we have discovered with the Meraki is you've got stainless steel on a stainless steel group, and you'll see a lot of the machines out here in our showroom have a brass insert, so stainless steel on brass is a lot easier. Meraki have told us that it will wear in. However, they're bringing out new handles, so that's something that we brought to them, and it's something down the pipeline. It's worth mentioning though that they have been improving this a lot since the original production model. But yes, 58mm group, stainless steel, saturated group there, stainless steel, 0.3 litre brew boiler, 0.5-ish, 550mm steam boiler, which I was a little bit, again, dubious of, but that steam power is fantastic. Okay, and let's now move on to the PID. And again, another amazing thing in the wish list, we have everything in a nice digital touch display. You've got lots of things going on here. You've even got a tutorial. If you're new into making coffees at home, you want to get the recipe right, there's actually tutorials in here as well. The menu's really easy to use. This is cool. So this is your brew scale. So if you can see here, let me just drop something on. I can kind of show you the accuracy of the scale. I've tested this machine against Takeo Luna's and Buku scales, and it's within a 0.1 of a gram. So they are really accurate, really impressive. You've got an auto scheduling, a preheat. So you can make the machine preheat up. Not that you probably want to, and it only takes about 3.5–5 minutes to heat up anyway. But that's there. You have the ability to change your brew temperature, and also you've got pre-infusion as well. So you can turn your pre-infusion on, and I can brew at 4 bar for the first 15 seconds and change this as I see fit. So rotary pump, dual boiler with pre-infusion, it's ticking all of these boxes still. And just generally the whole UI, the snappy user interface is just really nice and easy to use. You can go into your grinder, you can change the dosage ever so easy. Adjustable PID in a lovely integrated display that can be moved up and down depending on the height of the person. A great feature. Okay, so this all-in-one machine also comes with a lot of accessories out of the box. Get a lovely tamping stand, leveling tool. Not everyone might use this. Some people just only use a leveling tool. Nice, good grade tamper, blanking disc. You get this cute little shot splitter or double spout, and it has a little gasket on there so you can kind of just pop it into place. I think with a machine like this and this handle and the extra cup clearance, you're always probably going to be going to the bottomless handle shot, but this is quite a novel, nice idea. I have noticed it pop out a few times, but on the whole it's it's a nice good tactile design. Anyway, that comes with it. Great brush, milk pitcher, little barista cloth. So really everything you need. And what I've been saying to people is, for the casual barista, you can buy this and then within 5 minutes you're up and making coffee. You don't have to buy any extra scales, any extra bits. It's all here, out the box, ready to go. So what's the catch to all this convenience? Okay, first of all, we've had a look inside the machine and there's lots of screws. There's also lots of wires and not much space to work on. The plus side of that is at Barista we have a service centre and technicians that can help with that. But yes, it's not as serviceable as the other machines that we sell. So for that convenience, there's that kind of drawback, I would say. So that has to be balanced up. The question is, would I buy a bean to cup machine? Hell no. Would I have this? Hell yes. Because you've just seen how easy it is to make a flat white, and you can make a flat white cappuccino, hot chocolate when I've had it at home, and it just is so easy. So convenience with a caveat. Also, it's worth mentioning, and I'm going to go back to the Timemore grinder in here. It's what's known as a conical burr, and conical burrs are, they produce a lovely fluffy grind, but they are more suited to medium dark roasts. Now, if you see here on this grinder, so you just do a little twist and then wiggle it a bit, lift it up. There's your conical burr. That's the top part anyway. And if you can see here, the design of the burr. Now this produces a lovely grind, a fluffy grind, but you get small grinds, small uniform grinds and large uniform grinds. And what generally tends to happen is with a conical burr grind, the smaller grinds, they can over extract a little bit during the extraction. And the larger ones tend to, I don't know, absorb more of the coffee more and give you a good tasting part of the shot. So there's a mixture of small and large fines with a conical burr. And what this leads to with a medium and a medium dark roast is complexity, depth, more body, more roundedness. And I would say this suits what most people in the UK like to drink. So medium dark roast, you're gonna probably use it as a flat white or a latte. And if it's those kind of roast levels, then you're gonna have that kind of lovely toffee, chocolatey, deep, rich notes coming through the milk. However, if you like light roast coffees, the way that a conical burr works is with light roast grinds, it tends to shatter the bean itself, and it goes more like shards rather than fluffy fines. So it doesn't really lead to a nice, well-rounded, or kind of even with a long extraction, you don't get that clarity and sweetness with lighter roast coffees. So the burr, I would say, for most people in the UK who just want to make a nice flat white in the morning that's better than most coffee shops, this is a real good kind of conical burr, will really lend itself to medium dark roasts that will give you that lovely flavour through the milk. If you want a more light roast offer, the traditional grinder, the flat burrs that we do with a separate machine might be what you want to look for in our range at Barista. Okay, I'm glad I got the burr talk out of the way. I want this to still appeal to everyone who just wants a good coffee at home, and I think this snazzy little feature will do that. As we're coffee roasters, this machine has got a thing on here called Coffeesense. So with a little RFD little chip on here, we can actually pop that on the top of this Coffeesense for embankment blend coffee, and it will now ping up to tell you a suggested recipe. How cool is that? So it's telling you to put the grind level or adjust the grind level. So we can go here, and if I start going finer, you can see we've suggested it to be around about number 10 for in the embankment blend, 17.5 grams as a dose. And I'll just move that off. If we go back onto here, it will tell us the brew is set to 90 degrees. That's what we're looking for, and a yield of 36 grams. So a lovely 1:2, 2:1 ratio for our embankment blend. And yeah, what a lovely feature to make it even more easy to make a nice flat white coffee at home. And eventually we hope to have these stickers on all of our blends of the coffee that we do for Meraki customers. Okay, so before I do a conclusion on this machine, I just wanted to know a little bit more about the company, because there's not much known about them. And it's really cool. They basically have seen that lots of people want to become baristas at home, but there's this barrier, and they wanted to break down this barrier, and they wanted to create something really efficient and easy to use, so a really efficient flow. And I think they've really ticked that box. It also opens it up now to the public, which they want, so that more everyday people can use this machine and make great flat whites. So if you don't want to overanalyze shots, you just want a great flat white in the morning in less than 5 minutes, this is going to tick those boxes. And also behind the scenes, they wanted a machine that the materials, they comply to, all the kind of regulations out there as well. And they've also, to some extent, they wanted the modular parts replaceable. So the ethos and the background of the company is something we can really get behind, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of great new products and new models in the future as well. So to conclude with this machine, I love it. I didn't want to bring it back to work just because it was so easy. People would come around my house, family, friends, I'd turn the machine on, and 5 minutes later, people had their flat whites and their hot chocolates, and I didn't really have to think about it. There's been times I've turned machines on at home and they've taken half an hour to heat up, and I've completely forgotten about it. And family and friends have come round and I've forgotten, and they've gone home and I've not even made them a coffee. So the speed, the simplicity is really going to appeal, and I think that's enough for a lot of people just to say, do you know what? £1,500, this machine is going to be great and ticks all the boxes. I also feel it's got such a distinctive look and it's got a uniqueness about it, and yeah, I think it's going to fit in so many people's kitchens in the white or the black. Now, it comes down to people won't want to spend their whole life dialing in a shot. They just want something that's easy and they don't have to think about it, and this machine is going to do that for you. And I feel it's going to create a new genre. So you've got the entry-level machines, you've got the high-end machines, but this is going to be this new casual barista, this everyday machine that can make knockout coffees. So coffee with no fuss, the Meraki is great, and please contact us if you want to know any more about this machine. Also, please remember to like and subscribe this video if you want to see more content like this, and any questions, I'm there to answer them on the YouTube channel. And also, who can't resist a little sleepy face when it starts to turn off?